Hello and welcome to Discovering Grayslake, unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Wool, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders, right here where we call home. Grayslake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents. And recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grayslake Rehabilitation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Grayslake. I am recording here again from Agora. Agora is on the corner of Atkinson and Center Street. It's a co-working place. If you listen to the show, you obviously have heard it over and over again. But if you're looking to get your business out of the house for a day, for a week, for a month, or a lifetime home for your business, Agora is a great place. Luke's a really cool dude over here, too, and he'll take good care of you. So make sure to remember that and keep that as an option if you need to get your office out of the home. So today... we were supposed to do this interview a while ago, but you ditched me, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I apologize.
And I'm going to say your name correctly, too. So I'm with Anahy.
Yes.
Sorry? I have to say it more fluent, though.
Yeah.
Anahy.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you a little bit of Spanish today.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know much of it. So your shop has just opened, and you'll have to help me because I love this interview because, A, I know nothing about what you do, which I think is cool. All right, so tell me, A, where is it and what is it, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, of course. I own Yhana Boba Cafe. It's underneath the Lake Street condos, so right off of Lake and Center. I just opened October 14th for my soft opening, but I have a grand opening planned November 2nd, and I'm going to be doing the ribbon cutting ceremony and everything with that. Yeah,
so folks, if you're listening right now, when this episode comes out, it'll be very close to when we're at. So, and if you're listening in the future, we're recording this in 2024. So, right. And then that'll be like your 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to listen back. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, to see how far you came.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so the name is what again?
So the name is Yhana, and my name is Anahy. So I couldn't get super creative, and I ended up just flipping my name for my business name. Okay. And it settled, so.
Got you. And I think that I read some of it. So it's you and your sister said that?
Yeah, my sister has been like my number one supporter in everything that I've done. And so when I started originally planning the business, she was like, what are you going to call it? And we had this notebook full of names.
It's one of the greatest processes of ever, right?
Yeah, and I have 3 siblings, so we try to merge all their names together. Didn't work. I tried things in Spanish, things in English, didn't work, or they were taken. And so one night we were just at the kitchen table, we were just eating dinner, and then she was like, why don't we just use your name? I was like, I don't want my name. Everybody messes my name up. And she's like, flip it. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she wrote it down, and I was like, you know what? That'll stick.
Yeah, I like it because when I looked at it like written down, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And after you explained it, now that anybody that's looking at it knowing it's backwards, it makes a lot more sense that way.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I fell in love with it. I didn't like it at first because I kept looking and looking, and then it was just that always reliable name, and I was like, I'm going to go with it.
Were you in like a time crunch to have to pick a name?
Yes. When I was trying to get incorporated, I needed that name, and I didn't want to push it anymore. So I was like, all right, we're going.
We got to do it.
Yeah, and I don't regret it. I really love the name.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
So, and if anybody hasn't been to the stores there, so where you're at underneath the condos there, basically it's Center Street ends and basically turns into the
Lake
condos
Street.
there.
Yeah. So I'm like right off of the strip. That's what I tell everybody that's wondering where I'm at. I just say I'm right off the strip. I'm near a bunch of offices and everything.
Yeah.
I have the LGBTQ community center right next to me. Crystal is a sweetheart. I love her so much. She helped me so much before I opened, after I opened. So, yeah. And then I have Cure Nails next to me as well.
Oh, yeah. And I think across you is the Loop Marketing.
The Loop Marketing,
Eli's a good buddy of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a great guy. So if you need anything, see Eli. He's
of
great.
course.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you find that spot?
So when I was looking for spaces to move into, that actually wasn't my original choice. I was looking at the Family Video off of 83 and what's that other street?
That's 83 and Lake, isn't it?
Lake? Yeah,
Isn't
83
it a
and
smoke
Lake.
shop or something there?
I was looking at the Family Video, not the smoke shop.
Okay.
Because it used to be a Family Video and a Subway.
Yes.
And then they both closed, and I was like, I want the Family Video. I want to do seating. I want to do a kitchen. I was dreaming big. And then, I looked at my finances, and I looked at the rent there, and I was like, I can't afford that. And then we were looking at the smoke shop. Well, what is now the smoke shop.
Right.
And it was a little bit more than the one off of Lake. But when I met with Jay, my landlord, he was super flexible with everything. And the unit I'm in was actually a double unit. So I had the LGBTQ community center, and my unit, there were two. I guess there were one.
Right.
And so he was like, we'll build a wall up, we'll split both units. And I was like, you know what, I'll take it, yeah. And so, I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with the residents and my neighbors, and it was just amazing. It fit, perfectly.
And your location is great for people either walking down Center Street or high school kids walking by.
Yeah, so the thing is, I don't have any signage up yet just because, I just opened and then money got tight. So I have this little tiny bulletin board, by the side of the road, hoping to get more people in.
Yeah.
And then my mom, she made these, signs that look like a kid made them, but I was like, you know what? A for effort. We'll put it on the car.
Right.
So, yeah, we've been trying to put signs around pointing towards me because, there's no signage up. You'd have to, physically be in front of it to see it.
And we're going to do that.
Yeah,
we're going to make sure everyone goes there, especially with the grand opening come. And I think you said something like the high schoolers can sniff it out, right?
Yeah. So my grand opening was October 14th, and that day was beautiful. It was all the family and friends we had formally invited.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello because everybody knows Nano. And Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people.
We wanted to do a soft opening originally just because I told you before, I wanted to weed out any flaws.
Yes.
And so the day after the grand opening, we slowed down. And I was like, okay, expected. And then all of last week, up until the weekend, was pretty slow. And then yesterday, I'm there open to close. So yesterday, I was like, okay, it's probably going to be slow. I'm just going to make this amount of boba. And then I see groups of teenagers coming my way. And I grab my phone really quickly. I'm like, Karina, I think they smell us. I think they know we're here. And it was so funny. And one of my regulars, because I have regulars at this point, and they're all teenagers.
It's great.
And I know they're my name, and then they bring friends, and those friends bring friends. So it's really nice having those people and building connections with these students. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Now I'm going to spread the word to my daughter, and she'll be bringing you, and she walks by you every day, so I'm sure she'll come see you all the time.
Yeah, I have more than boba. I've got smoothies. I've got loaded Red Bulls. I have lattes. So. Okay,
so I'm going to go with the most obvious thing, because I had to Google some stuff last night because I'm like, okay, so I'm like, that's so cool. She's opening here. It's the big thing. It's the new everybody loves this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is boba?
You didn't know what boba was?
I had no idea. Somebody was talking to me, and the conversation started with, there were some kind of balls in there.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand what they're saying, and then I'm like Orbeez?
Actually, you know what? That's a really good, comparison.
And then I found out, are they tapioca balls?
They're tapioca balls. They're warm, they're chewy. I sweeten them with brown sugar. But a lot of people don't like the texture. So I have 3 different types of boba. Well,
Okay.
4 in total. So I have the tapioca one that is the classic boba bubble tea, I guess. And then I have mango and strawberry popping. So instead of that chewy texture, they're literally Orbeez. They explode in your mouth and got like juice in them.
Yeah.
And then I have coconut jellies, which is just another chewy one, but it's colder and they're strings. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so I don't feel so bad.
yeah, no, it's okay. A lot of people, I have to ask many questions when a person comes in to order a boba.
Sure.
Because it's milk tea. That's the original milk tea with tapioca.
Okay.
But I took it another step. So I have dairy alternatives, which a lot of boba places don't offer. And then I have to ask if they want green tea or black tea because, you know, some people can't tolerate the caffeine that's in green tea. So it's a lot of questions. So when they come in and I'm asking them all these questions, I'm like, it's okay. I'll hold your hand. We'll get through
Right.
it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay, so it is a tea. So
it's a tea.
Boba
Yes.
tea.
Boba tea.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, traditionally it is just milk and black tea, and then it's the tapioca pearls. But at my shop, I use all clean label products because I want to make sure that, you know, the traditional boba shop uses a lot of powders.
Okay.
And so when my sister and I were fascinated with boba ever since we discovered it. And so I started looking for more cleaner ingredients, something more healthier on the healthier side, I guess. And yeah, so we decided to do the dairy alternatives and then the clean label products, and then that's how we figured out most of our menu. So
It's cool because, you know, these days too that, you know, whether things are gluten free or dairy free, so you have options in there that
oh
you
yes,
can take care of everybody.
yes. So my boba, I do sweeten it with honey. So that's the only thing making it not vegan.
Oh.
And then I'm gluten free. There's no gluten in my space. So, you know, I try to get everyone in because I think a lot of people that are gluten free or vegan are left out in so many places. So I wanted to make it a safe space for them. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you said you and your sister originally ran into it, so how did you find out about it?
So my mom, I hate's a strong word. I used to, so I'm the youngest of 4.
Okay.
So I would always be with mom. We would go to the store together. We'd go shopping. And I knew when it was Saturday, the mall, Ross, and Marshall's was involved, I wasn't leaving. And so I remember just like telling my mom, I'm like, I'm sick. I'm going to stay home. Or like, can Karina take care of me? She'd be like, no, you're coming with me. And I'm like, okay. And so I'd sit in that car for hours or walk around the mall for hours. And so the Chill Bubble Tea in Vernon Hills was the first one I had. It's a boba place, and I fell in love with it from that instant. And so my sister and I would go to different places. We'd even go to Chinatown to try out their boba and, you know, see different flavors and different ways people make it. And so I've really fallen in love with the idea.
Wow. So is it, when you say all these different places, is it a certain ethnic kind of drink?
It's Taiwanese, yeah.
Taiwanese.
Yeah, so it's Taiwanese street food, basically. So the Thai community has a lot of, I guess, like I said, street foods.
Yeah.
And boba was like a dessert. They see it like as a dessert instead of like a beverage. And that's how it made its way here. But yeah.
I find things like that fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, street foods in general fascinate me.
That'd make me hungry right now.
Right. My mom, like I said, is from El Salvador, and I've gone, I think, 4 points at this time. I think the most recent time was in January. And there's just street food everywhere, and I love it there because I can make my $20 bill look like $100, and I can eat for days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So have you incorporated anything in from there into flavors or anything like that?
Flavor-wise, I think the only thing is guava that I've incorporated.
Okay.
And then all the names on my menu. So for my smoothie names are towns in El Salvador. So I have a Santa Elena for a town there. I have San Luis is where my mom actually lives. My mom just recently bought a house out there. And then Santa Ana is like the volcano hotspot. So it's like a green smoothie. And I mean, obviously people aren't going to notice that when they walk in, but I really love saying the background about it just because Santa Ana it's beautiful, a lush green. It's always hot. But yeah, that's why I made the green smoothie like that. My favorite was the San Luis, which is where my mom lives. And then Santa Elena is like a beachy place. So it's like a berry drink that I have, or smoothie. So.
Wow. Okay, so those are the
smoothies. So I have Todos Locos, which directly translates to crazy bowls. So I take a Red Bull, sugar-free, and then I put fruit purees, and I put chamoy and tajín. You probably don't know what those are.
I know what tajín is. Definitely.
Yeah, tajín is just like a Mexican sweet, spicy, tangy blend. Chamoy is a spicy sauce, but it's hibiscus powder and chili powder and sugar. So it's like sweet and spicy. So I put those in the Todos Locos. And that's the Mexican in me coming out, just trying to put it into my drinks. So
that's great, though.
Yeah, I mean, cool. when I was making them, I remember telling my dad, I'm just like, I need to mix your culture in here somewhere. And he's like, tajín and chamoy. And I'm like, perfect.
Hey neighbors, this is Bill Mock with the Grayslake Chamber of Commerce. And if you're looking for a network of hard-working, customer-focused, and generally friendly local businesses who are dedicated to helping each other succeed, then I'd like to invite you to check out and consider joining our Grayslake Chamber. We offer our members so many ways to advance their businesses through social networking events, special event sponsorships, informative lunch and learns, and the ever-popular after-hours mixers. Come see why we say we're the new wave of business here in Lake County.
So yeah, that's how I came up with that. Oh, and then I put fresh fruit in the loaded Red Bulls. So.
Wow, and the loaded Red Bulls. I love that people say the loaded Red Bulls, but sugar-free Red Bull.
They're sugar-free.
Right, exactly, right. Which makes it perfectly fine, too.
Yeah, and then
interesting choice, though, with the Red Bull in there.
Yeah, I mean, I originally wanted to do Monsters, but I'm more of a Red Bull type of person.
Agreed.
Obviously, I don't have them every day, but...
I needed a couple today.
Yeah.
Okay, so being in there and then so making your own menu, so... right now, when you start off, did you try to keep it like minimal?
I did. So I cut back down a lot.
Okay.
So for example, for Bobas, I have 12 options. For smoothies, I have 3. For Todos Locos, I have 3. And then I have 4 different types of lattes.
Wow.
So when my original menu is huge, and I was like, I don't want a big menu, especially because I need to see what uses the most and what doesn't. And I mean, in this past week that I've been open, I've really been able to see, okay, this isn't selling as much or this is selling more. But I have like seasonal menus for like Christmas and the fall season. So yeah, I mean, I plan to have like my actual menu, the one that I have out year round, and then I'll have tiny menus coming in. So
that's fun because I from starting businesses to think like, okay, what do I have to have, and how what's too much and what's not enough.
Right.
But it sounds like the variety you have is a really good amount, especially if people new.
Yeah, and so I think the thing I'm struggling with the most is the smoothies. Like there'll be 2 days I don't sell one type of smoothie, and then the following day everybody's ordering it. I'm just like, I need to run to the store right now because I ran out of material.
Right.
And, I'm really lucky to have my family as my team. Mm-hmm. Like I said before, my sister, she is like my partner in crime. She's helped me through everything. And then my brother, unwillingly, I gave him a job. Good. I regret the decision now.
Love it.
I'm kidding. He's a great guy. But my brother works there. His girlfriend works there. And then my mom and dad, I trained them for a day. That was a hot mess.
I'm sure that was interesting.
And it just feels weird, being the youngest to like telling them what to do. And I'm always trying to make sure that it's like, okay, like they're not my family right now. They have to really lock in and know what to do. And so it was really hard getting to my parents, and I'm like, you know what, I love you guys, do you guys just want to run to the store for me? And they're like, we'll do that.
Sure, that's nice. So everybody that works there is family.
Everybody except my brother's girlfriend's family. Right. She's been in the family for years. But yeah, and so just having to go to work and then seeing the people you go to work with at home, it's a lot. But you know what? I'm starting to love it a little bit more. Having all those different opinions, and like at first was kind of annoying because I'm a very stubborn person. But after I kind of like take in and listen to them, it's like, okay, you know what? That's a really good idea. And my sister, she does hair, so she's always more on the creative side. She's like, let's do this, let's plan this, let's plan this. And my brother, he's in a band. He's in Morning Star. He's actually going to be playing at my grand opening.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so he's also like a ball of colors and happiness and rays of sunshine. And everybody just knows him. And I'm just like, how do you know all these people? But he works at the Grayslake Library. So all of my family works in Grayslake, well, sibling-wise, except my oldest one. We don't talk about it. But yeah, my brother works at the Grayslake Library, so he knows a lot of people from there. And the Grayslake Library, they are like my original customers. So when I first started with the idea of opening up a business, they were like, you know what? Come in. We'll be your first customers. And so,
that's really
you know,
cool.
A big shout out to the Grayslake Library because they were able to tell me like, oh, maybe not this, or you should do this. And it was really nice to have that group of people like supporting me in that. And so I originally was supposed to open in like March, didn't happen. And then August, didn't happen. And it wasn't until October that I was finally opening. So every bump in the road that I could hit, I hit.
Yeah.
And so I got to some points where I was just crying into my mom's arms, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, this is too much. I should be in college having fun. And she's like, you're in too deep. And I'm just like, you're right. And I'm just like, I gotta really rein it in, kind of focus on what the goal at hand is right now. And so I think now that I'm officially open, looking back at all those bumps I hit, you know, I'm grateful. It gave me time to really, okay, this is the worst case scenario. We're living through it. What are the next steps? And, you know, I couldn't have done it without my mom and my sister. Like, they really held my hand. They were like, okay, let's breathe. What are we doing from now? Like, it happened. What's the next step? And so my dad worked in Burger King for 30 plus years. So he has a lot of experience in the food industry.
Yes.
My mom and my dad opened up a restaurant back before the recession, but closed due to the recession.
Yeah.
So they also have like a couple hints of the restaurant industry. Right out of high school, I went into working for food. So I worked at Burger King with my dad. And then I worked at Some Things Brewing for 3 years.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How about that?
I loved my time there. I loved Linda. I loved all of my coworkers, and it was a great work environment. There was definitely some bumps in the road, as in every job.
I would say working anywhere for that long, I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah. So, but I think that time that I spent there, I've learned to, I guess, be patient with customers.
Sure. That would be the hardest thing for me.
That was definitely the hardest thing because, you know, it's about taking a step back and realizing these people came in here and want a drink. I'm going to give it to them. If they want a conversation, I'll give them a conversation.
Sure.
You know, and I think every customer is different and every customer comes in with their own story and they should all be treated the same. Yeah. You know, some people are a little crazy, but...
No. Are you kidding me? I think they're all wonderful.
Yeah, but Linda, we actually spoke on the phone when I opened, and she was there for my grand opening. That was a very sad goodbye.
Oh, I bet. She's wonderful.
Yeah, Linda's really amazing, and working with her, we would always butt heads. Me and Linda. But, I mean, I think that's every employee and their boss. Sure. So we kind of built a connection over the years of, like, trust and, like, you know, I worked in so many positions there. I started as a barista, and then I was an opener, and then I worked in the kitchen, and then for the last, like, 2 years I was head baker. So, yeah, I definitely went through all of the process of all her positions, basically. And so when I originally came up with the idea to open my business, I was so scared to tell her. I don't know why. I was so scared.
She seems like a woman that would be very supportive.
Yeah, and when I told her, it was all warm welcomes and like, you know what, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is a big step. And like every time I'd bring it up, this is a big step. And then it wasn't until, like I said, I hit every bump in the road that I realized this is a big step. And so when I told her about me wanting to open a business, she was like, all right, just let me know when you got to be gone and we'll be gone. And the first time I gave her my 2-week notice was in January. And then it was in March, and then April, and then May, and then June, and then July. And so I'd always tell her, I'm like, Linda, this is the week. She'd be like, okay, sure, it's the week. And so I remember the day before was my last day. I'm like, Linda, this is it. And she's like, yeah, it really is, finally. Took you long enough. And I'm like, I know. But I got her a little bouquet of roses just like as a thank you. Because she gave me headaches, but I gave her probably triple the amount of headaches.
Right.
But I got her a little bouquet of roses, and I put a little card that said, so sorry for your loss, because she lost me as an employee. Oh, my God, so you gave her a sympathy card. That's really cute. But she came in the day of my soft opening, and it was her husband, and her son, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen you guys in the same room, like, ever. Because, the Scholes are a very, very hardworking family. And just seeing them there, all of them, I was just like, I was taken aback. And I was like, huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but she definitely was one of my number one supporters. She was a great mentor. So, yeah.
Wow, shout out to Linda.
Shout out to Linda, yeah.
And you know how cool that is that she supported you, and how many other bosses might have been like, well, you're starting your own thing and you're right down the road from us. Your 2-week notice, you would have been gone in January.
Yeah, no, Linda, she definitely took my hand, and while I was hitting every bump on the road, she kept holding my hand, and so I'm like eternally grateful for her.
Do you ever feel like you're fortunate for hitting these bumps in the road before you open?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. The night before I opened, I told my sister to have a sleepover with me because I was like, I think I need that little support the night before. And I just stayed up, and I was just thinking in my head, I was just like, obviously there's things that can scare me now that I'm open, but there's nothing prohibiting me from opening at this point.
Right.
And I'm ready to take whatever it is head on. And so I was just kind of reflecting on, like I said, every bump I hit and every mistake I made and everything I did good. And I just kind of made a mental note of everything. And, yeah, I am grateful that I hit those before I opened, because I know there's going to be plenty more now that I'm open.
Sure.
But,
things that you couldn't even imagine right now, probably.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine them right now. And so having those bumps in the road, they definitely did bring down the, I guess, excitement I had.
Sure.
But they definitely increased I don't know how to say it in English. Las ganas que tengo. I don't know how to say it in English. Basically, like, I'm striving forward and I want to do this now. It's not because I need to. It's because I want to.
Right.
But yeah. And one thing Linda told me that I definitely am seeing now after my first week is that you don't own a small business. The small business owns you. I'm there. I get there at 9 a.m., I open at 10, and then I close at 9 a.m., and then I probably leave at 10. So I'm there 12 hours a day, and then I get home, and I'm just like, I'm so tired. And then I wake up the next day, and I do it again. And, it's a very weird feeling. I used to work 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then have the rest of the day off.
Oh, yeah, those days are over.
And then I'm like,
Right?
I should have taken that last nap when I could have.
That's really funny.
Yeah, but it's definitely a very, very big change. But it's a change for the good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like that all of your family works there. And it can be, they always say make sure don't work with your family all the time.
Yeah, everybody told me that. Everybody told me that.
But they all have your best interest in mind, whether whatever happens, other than having somebody just there for a paycheck. These people love you and they're part of your life, so they care about what happens, which...
Yeah, my siblings, I remember both of them before I opened, they were like, you are the most stubborn, hard-headed person we've met, and we're kind of scared to work for you. And I was like, I promise I'll try to do better. And so my brother, Angel, when I think this past week, he did it twice, where he just came in and he's like, get out. And I was like, what? And he's like, you've been here all day. Get out. And I'd be like, no, it's my business. And he'd just stare at me, and I'd be like, I'm on my way out. I'm walking out.
Just go take a break, right?
Yeah, and so, like, he's been a real sweetheart. And my mom, too, she'll come and bring me food, and she'll be like, you haven't eaten all day. It's like 4 p.m. Like, eat this. And I'm just like, I got to line out the door. I don't care. You got to eat this. I'll take the customers. And so, yeah, they definitely know when I'm starting to feel that burnout. And they'll tell me, like, all right, go take a break, go for a walk, go for a drive. So it's definitely good to have those people there noticing that it's like, okay, it's getting to you. You need to take a break.
Yeah, and sometimes when you stand too close, like we've all done, it's to take a step back and really take it all in and go,
yeah,
okay, it's not going to kill you to walk away for an hour.
Right.
Everything's going to be fine, even though we don't think it's going to be. That sometimes we look at it and go, oh, yes, we have to do this now.
Yeah, Sunday was my first day that I actually left before like an hour closing. I left at 5 and we closed at 10.
Wow.
And so I told my brother, I was texting him, I'm like, are you guys okay? Are you guys good? Do you need me to go in? No. Are you sure?
It's like leaving
yes,
your baby
I'm
alone
sure.
for the first time.
And I'm like looking at the camera, I'm just like, oh my God, there's a line out the door. I'm like, do you guys need me to go in? No, we already told you no. Take a break, breathe. And I was just like, I don't know, I need to go in. And then I was about to go in, and then my brother texted me, he's like, I swear, you do not need to come in. We're good. And then I was like, okay, all right, I'll take a break. And I went home and I was laying in bed and I couldn't even relax. I was just thinking, I was like, they need me, they need me, they need me. And then the next day I went in, yesterday, and I was like, oh, that was a good close.
Nice.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing here. That's good.
I'm like, I guess I did train them right.
That's funny though, but it's nice that they're encouraging you to work hard at the same time, know when, because you drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
And you want to enjoy it.
Oh,
at the same time. But yeah, you don't want to burn yourself out, especially this soon.
this early in, yeah. So
I don't know how many podcasts you've listened to, but usually around the half-hour mark here, we take a little break and I do something called the Grayslake Hot Seat, which are some rapid-fire questions for you to get to know you a little bit better.
Of course.
And the community to know you a little bit better as well.
The Grayslake Hot Seat is brought to you by Joe Velez at JPV Financial. It's often said that those who fail to plan are planning to fail. Joe Velez and his team at JPV Financial create unique financial plans that address some of the most difficult challenges that people might face as they get older. No matter what stage of life you're in, having a proactive financial plan can help navigate some of the difficult decisions you'll face, helping you live your life by design, not default. Securities and investment advisory service offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Now for the Grayslake Hot Seat. Hey, thanks, Joe.
So they're pretty easy though.
Okay.
You'll be fine. I'll be nice.
I will not be telling you my social security number, but I can answer anything else.
Or your password to your Facebook page?
Yeah, not that one.
We'll cover that.
We'll cover that
later.
A bit.
Yes. Okay. So, if you had to have a superpower, what would it be?
Invisibility.
Wow. She didn't flinch at all. She's all over that. Okay. Why invisibility?
I think there's a lot of things that are said behind closed doors, so if I were able to go behind those closed doors, I'd know a lot more.
Okay. Be careful what you ask for, though.
Yeah, that is true.
A place you'd like to travel that you have not been?
Japan.
Wow. What was your first car?
A 2005 Chevy Trailblazer. It was my sister's.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, yeah, use it.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Do you have a hidden talent?
No.
It's all out there for the world to see.
Yeah, no.
What do you wish that you'd learned sooner?
These are rapid fire. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, that's not an easy one.
Cup and a half of water for a cup of rice. You said fast.
Okay, that's good. I can tell you that I've never had anybody say that before. So that's good.
Okay.
A cup of water. Yes, and a full cup of rice for a full cup of water.
It's a cup and a half. If you want that perfect fluffy texture.
Yeah, see, I learned something today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
See, this is something you need to learn sooner.
I know, and I was making fun, but that was your first thing out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten a roller dog from a gas station?
Yes, they're my favorite. The buffalo chicken, I will grab 4 at a time.
See? I knew there was a reason we're meant to be friends here. That's good. What's your middle name?
I don't have one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have one. I told you I'm not telling you my social security number.
I know. I'm trying to get all the information. So no middle name?
No middle name.
Interesting. Have you ever broken a bone?
Yes, I broke my ankle on a roller coaster.
I don't know. Did you sue him?
No, it was in El Salvador, so I got in there knowing I could break something. Yeah.
Was it fun, though?
It was so much fun. I'd do it again.
Sounds dangerous as hell.
Oh, yeah.
All right. If you had to have a theme party at your house, what would it be?
Probably Shrek.
Really?
Yeah, Shrek's my favorite movie. Okay. Shrek 2 specifically.
All right. Did you play a sport, or are you in a group of anything in high school?
I did wrestling in high school.
You were a wrestler in high school?
Yeah.
And you went to North?
And I went to North. Go Knights, go Knights, go Knights.
All right. A wrestler? How did you do in wrestling?
I was so bad.
Really?
I was so bad. I just did it because my brother did it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. When you eat tacos, do you tilt your head to the right or the left?
I just shoved the whole thing in my mouth. I don't know why.
All at once?
All at once.
That's great. Hey, bartender, can I have a...
I don't drink.
Good girl.
And I don't know if that's a song, so...
Favorite movie of all time?
Shrek 2.
Oh, Shrek 2. Do you have a pet peeve?
I think chewing loudly.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
And my sister smacks her lips right next to me. I'm just like, bro, I swear.
Yeah, I was going to do the noise, but then it freaks people out when you...
Yeah.
We're not going to do that on the air. That's for sure. Yes, one of mine, too. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. Highest score you've ever had in bowling?
I want to say like 150.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. Last show that you binge watched?
Dead to Me on Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
What's Up by Four Non-Blondes.
Yes. Okay. Wait, Knuckles there. Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Have you ever won an award?
I did the American Legion. I won it in middle school.
Okay.
And then there was another one, but I can't remember the name of it. But it was also in middle school.
Very cool. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Pool or ocean? Why are you laughing?
I guess pool. I don't know. I was gonna say ocean, but I'm like, it's salty.
Yeah.
It's the pool.
Tell me about the second time you got arrested.
I've never gotten arrested.
All right, fine. How many texts do you send in a day?
Like, I want to say more than 50.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot more. It used to be like 200 plus.
Well, now you have to work all the time.
And now I have to work all the time, so it's like...
It's going to cut into 50. Your social life.
It is.
Yes. We're going to watch out for that. Last thing you purchased on Amazon?
Harmonicas.
Okay, for what?
I have the Grayslake Central Band playing for my grand opening, and I'm making them little goodie bags.
How cool is that? How do you arrange something like that?
I don't know. My sister did it.
Your sister sounds really cool.
Yeah, my sister's my best friend, so.
That is really awesome. Okay, wait. So your brother plays in the band, and he's going to be playing at the grand opening.
Yeah.
And the
Morning Star, shout out.
Morning Star.
Yeah.
And then the Grayslake Central Band is going to play there too.
Yeah, they're going to come in uniform. And I don't know how my sister did it, but we have little goodie bags for them for little snacks.
Are you going to like make an entrance and like jump through something on fire and like...
Yeah, I was actually going to walk in on stilts, and my hair was going to be on fire, and I was going to be wearing a big clown nose.
Now, when you say you were going to, do you mean that's not something we can expect?
It was a joke. I don't know yet.
Great.
I don't know yet. I plan on hiring a clown too, or a face painter. So.
Awesome. I think that anything, because I've been to a lot of ribbon cuttings and grand openings, and I think doing anything different like that would be awesome.
Yeah, so.
It would be fun.
Want to go out with a bang.
That's right. Or get in with a bang.
Get in with a bang.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would never do blank again. You can't say open a Boba.
I would never pierce my industrial piercing ever again.
And I will never.
Yeah, it gets infected and reinfected. I'm just like, bro, I'm doing everything I can. What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for participating in that.
Yeah, of course.
So, and when I read questions like this, it's funny because hearing your story and the stuff that you've gone through. So far in opening the business, what do you think the most difficult thing has been?
Definitely. Working with family.
Okay.
I think it's the easiest and the most difficult.
So this is like your blessing and your curse all at the same time.
I think that's the best word for it. Definitely at first it was very difficult, and now that it's actually up and running, I'm like, okay, we can make this work.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're planning on getting your signage and stuff pretty soon then?
Yes.
So we just got to find a way to get everybody to know and everybody to come try.
Hopefully.
Yes, I'm going to come and try.
They need to smell me.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like I said earlier, that the high schoolers can smell me. I'm just like, I need...
Hey, and if enough high schoolers are walking by, the high school kids could keep you alive and with a thriving business.
And like I told you before, they bring a friend, and then that friend brings a friend, and then that friend brings another friend, and I'm just like...
Most people have no idea what to do with their aging loved one who needs help. Well, there is a solution. A company that provides care and assistance to make your loved one feel right at home. At Right at Home, their mission statement is to improve the quality of life for those they serve. They offer extensive services: personal and companion care, safety supervision and transportation, fall prevention, dressing and bathing assistance, medical reminders, meal prep, hospice support, ambulation support, stroke recovery, Parkinson's support. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an aging loved one that needs help, call Right at Home. Most people prefer to age in their home rather than moving to an assisted living or nursing home. Right at Home can make this happen. Contact Right at Home at rightathomennlc.com or give them a call, 847-984-0103. Now back to the show.
Come here.
Absolutely.
I will give you all the bobas you want.
Right. Mm-hmm. And how did, I always, things like this are fascinating to me, to see how certain things get popular.
Yeah.
And how we're brought, and usually it's from a different culture or something but we don't know about.
Right.
So this is something that's here to stay, obviously.
Yes.
And are there a lot of boba places around here?
There used to not be, but there's one off of Haynesville.
Right. Somebody told me about that one.
Yeah, that's Boba Snow House. They do shaved ice and macaroons. They're really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. No, but I think Grayslake needs some more fun stuff like that too.
Yeah, I actually, if I'm being completely honest,
yes, please do that.
I want to, my 10-year plan is to obviously start with boba, and then I want to start bringing in food. So I want to do pupusas, which is a Salvadorian food, and my mom is a pro at making them. I, on the other hand, am not. But I definitely want to bring in more food, cultural food, because I think we just have tacos here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, basically.
I definitely want to bring them in because they're gluten-free. Some of them are... No, yeah, they're all gluten-free because it's corn-based. It's corn masa, and then the inside is either a meat filling, cheese filling. But yeah, I grew up surrounded with those, and I'm just like, I think Grayslake needs these. But I had to start somewhere, so definitely in a 10-year plan, I want to bring in food.
Okay, so how big is your space there? Is your space big enough to eventually have a restaurant? No, not right now.
This is just getting my toes wet a little bit,
right.
Opening up, seeing how things work. But yeah, I would definitely have to pick a different location for that.
The other thing I wanted to touch on too, that I know that you spoke of your family members being colorful in their personalities and their stuff, but how about decorations for your what do you expect to see when we walk inside of your shop?
So it's definitely a burst of color. So the minute you walk in, on your right hand side, I have a handmade tapestry. I don't know how to say it.
Good.
There's a little sign that says "Do not touch," and every time I see a person look at it and they see the sign, because they're going with their hand,
they want to touch it, right?
And I'm just like, please don't touch it. So the thing is, it's handmade. It's really colorful. It's got all the colors under the sun. But because it's handmade, if it's constantly touched on the strings, they can fall apart. And so I brought that one directly from El Salvador. Actually, this January, I went and I saw it in the market, and I was like, that needs to go in that space.
That's mine, right?
Yeah, and so I have pink walls. I have a pink bathroom.
Okay.
I think definitely something to check out.
Yes.
I have a mural going up. She's actively painting it on my I call it a bar because it's all the drinks are back there.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the Yhana name, and they're doing a mural painted into it. I have very colorful seating. I have like an orange chair, blue chair. Yeah.
Fun to decorate. Huh?
Yeah, it was definitely really, really fun. I remember telling my sister, I was like, I want this to look like a unicorn just like died in here.
Threw up everywhere.
Threw up everywhere. And so I try to grab all colors under the sun to decorate my space. It's still a little bare. I'm hoping to get more decorations in and, make it more homey.
Sure.
I think my biggest goal was making it homey. Just because, I love colors. And then my sister, she's like, we should do this pink wall. We should do this. She actually painted a pink wall without asking me. And I'm like, I love you so much. I love you so much. And you know what? I've started to love it, but, don't tell her that.
Right. No, we'll
Yeah.
keep that a secret. That's great, though.
Yeah.
It's fun to have a place where people can walk into, A, that's different, and
It
B,
is different, yeah.
shows your personality and what the whole concept and everything is about. From the actual things people are consuming to
Yeah.
the people that actually work there.
Right.
That
Yeah.
are very colorful.
Yeah, so my brother, he's like a heavy metal, like the screaming one,
Mm-hmm.
and my sister is very like laid back and chill. So it's very, very deep contrast. When she's there, we're playing the script. When my brother's there, we're playing Deterioration or some other type of metal band, Mortician, and I'm just like, you know what? I needed some dimension.
Yes, it sounds like you got exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah. And he'll come in and he'll just be bursting with energy. It could be late at night. It could be early in the morning. He's like, all right, it's go time. He'll put his music on. I'm going to be like, I have neighbors. And he'd be like, it's okay. We're fine. And I'm just like...
So no neighbor complaints yet.
No neighbor complaints
Okay,
yet.
that's good.
But I do apologize every time they come in. I'm just
Right.
like, I'm so sorry.
That's hilarious. Okay, so let's talk about I know today we're actually recording this on a Tuesday together.
Yeah.
So let's talk about hours when people can come see you first.
Yeah. So Tuesdays I'm closed. And that's why I'm here on this very lucky day. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I guess Monday through Friday except Tuesday. I'm open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then weekends, I'm open 11 to 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so far have you had people coming in late?
Yes.
Really?
Last night, right when I was about to close, the LGBTQ Community Center, they had a meeting. They have a meeting every Monday. And right when I was about to close, I was so sad. I had so much boba left over. And I was like, I'm going to have to get rid of it. And I told my brother, I'm like, text your girlfriend. Come tell her to come get some. I'm not even kidding. Like 10 people came into my shop. And
Perfect.
I'm like, game time. And I told my brother, I'm like, you just take the orders, I'll make them. And we got to the point where we didn't have any. We didn't have enough. So, yeah, I do get those late people coming in.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Wow, very cool. Okay, so that's hours-wise. So now somebody that's listening to this, whether they're wherever they're at,
Right.
If they want to follow you on social media and to keep updated with everything,
Yeah.
where do we go?
So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TBD, and TikTok, Yhana Boba Cafe, all one word, all lowercase.
Right, and then you can have this exact spelling from this episode. You can look at it. And you can see what it says
Yeah.
right there. Okay, so I want to know about and just so everybody knows that Facebook, you got
Facebook
hacked,
is
so
TBD.
something-
I got hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she does have it.
I do. I swear I have a Facebook.
I looked for you on Facebook.
Yeah,
You said
I
that.
swear I'm on there. She's TBD right now.
Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what are you doing on your TikTok channel?
Not much. I have
No?
to post more.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
fun. I want to see like your family on there. Like I want to see everybody on there.
It's pretty dysfunctional, but I think it'll make some people laugh. So
we could have a day for each person. Really, I think that might be a lot of fun.
yeah, I think my brother would only have half a day though, because he's a lot.
He's a lot. Okay, so folks, wherever you're going, make sure to go and follow, and that way you can find out a lot about it. And I hope that today, for people listening, are informed as much as I am, because now not only am I ready to try, I'm intrigued about all the different things.
Yeah,
there.
of course.
I think it's cool. And bring your kids. So it's especially with the high school kids, they're like love this right now.
I unfortunately don't have food, but I have smoothie bowls. So
bowls.
kind of like Lolo Bowls in Libertyville.
Yeah.
But instead of the acai base, they can build their own smoothie or pick some that we have, and we top it with banana, granola, coconut, chia seeds.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming to try that too.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what have we neglected to mention today? What else does Grayslake need to know?
I'm not sure.
No? I think we covered pretty much everything?
I think we covered up pretty much everything.
Except for get your butt in there. If you're listening to this before the ribbon cutting, I think everybody should come out to that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't wait to see the clowns and the bands and I think that is November
2nd at
November
10 a.m.
2nd.
is the ribbon cutting.
Awesome.
I'll be posting an itinerary on like my socials and everything.
Awesome. And this will be, you are open though, no?
I am
You are
open,
so you
yes.
can come in anytime and see you.
Yes.
All right. Well, cool. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you so much for hanging out with me.
Having me come in.
Yeah, that's great. So Grayslake, no matter where you guys are listening, whether you're on Apple, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on YouTube, wherever you're listening, make sure to hit the subscribe button. That way, every Tuesday, you'll find out a new guest from Grayslake that you guys can listen to. And I always tell you to make sure to listen to the people you don't know, because I think that's a great way to build community as we get to know people in our town that we had known nothing about before. And I think that's a really cool thing. And as we always sign off, we never know what our friends or family members are going through. So get out there and do a couple random acts of kindness today, whether it's texting an old friend, checking in on seeing how somebody's doing, or just holding the door and giving somebody a smile, because kindness spreads like wildfire. It's a very cool thing to do. So, all right, Grayslake, thank you very much, and thank you again for being here. And we'll see you all next Tuesday.